Most Venerable Bhante Gonadeniya and dear Venerables, dear Upasikas, dear friends in the Dhamma. Today in this session my topic is Lobha, Dosa, Moha. Okay, I am going to discuss based on these three words. These are very important words in Buddhism, but not for good, but for bad. Okay? But these are identified as defilements. Especially these are identified as evil roots. These are the roots of all kind of evils, unwholesomes. Yeah. Let's try to understand the condition and nature of these defilements, and also what kind of clarification included in the discourses and the other Buddhist text. You know, according to our Buddhist teaching, there are 6 roots, only 6, no 7, only 6. These 6 we can divide it into 2 parts, good and bad, wholesome and unwholesome, right? All the wholesome and unwholesome arise from these 6 roots. Okay, only these roots. When we categorize any kind of evil or merit, wholesome or unwholesome, okay, every evil act or all the wholesome acts arise from these 6. But 6 we can identify like this, okay? 3 unwholesome and 3 wholesome. 3 unwholesome and 3 wholesome, right? These are the unwholesome. Especially these are actually unwholesome, Lobha, Dosa, Moha. Lobha means these are the synonyms for Lobha: greediness, passion, desire, craving, miserliness, avarice. These are some of them. There are lots of, right? Lots of synonyms for Lobha, right? Meanings. And also, right? This is dosa, anger, okay? Ill will, hatred, envy, jealousy, conceit, enmity. They are the relatives of anger. Ill will, hatred, envy, jealousy, conceit, enmity. These are relatives of anger. Dosa means anger. Anger. Moha means delusion. Delusion, right? Ignorance, foolishness, unawareness. We use these words also to explain the moha or delusion. All the evils arise from these 3, but nature is different. You know, do you know the nature of the mind? These 3 do not arise in our mind simultaneously. Okay? These 3 do not arise in our mind simultaneously. That is the nature. Always the evil arise. You know that with moha, Lobha and dosa, that means craving or desire and anger, they do not arise together. These are like enemies, but very close relatives, but enemies. Right? But enemies. Why? That is the nature of the mind. How evil arise, how these are active, Lobha Moha or Lobha Dosa, Moha Dosa. Always Moha with them, right? Moha with them. Moha or Moha and Lobha connects. Or Moha and Dosa connects. But Lobha and Dosa, they do not connect with each other. They are arise separately with Moha. But Moha is the hidden power. Hidden power. When we investigate the evil acts of the evil persons, we can identify those are related to Lobha or Dosa. But who is the hidden power? Moha. Yes. We cannot see the Moha with the actions of the people. But we always see the evil actions related to Lobha or desire or anger. Right? Think about that. Whatever evil actions, evil persons are doing, think about that. All the actions we can identify it is related to anger or desire. But why they are doing evil actions? Due to Moha, ignorance. Right? Therefore, ignorance is the hidden power here. Ignorance is a hidden power. Right? As a result of the ignorance, people are doing different kind of evil things. If they have no ignorance, no evil. Right? That is the main cause, main reason of the evil actions, unwholesome actions of the beings. That is the nature. However, two roots can generate huge unwholesome evil actions. A strong one. Two. Why? Always arise only two simultaneously. Joining, yeah. Moha Dosa or Moha Lobha. But we know that some crimes are so strong. Like, 5 crimes. Have you heard the 5 crimes? Those are the strong evil acts in the world according to the Buddha. 5 crimes. Have you heard those? 5 crimes. Those are the most strongest evil deeds. Matricide, patricide, assassination of Arahant, schism of the Sangha, right, community, and bleeding the Buddha. Those are the strong 5 crimes. If anyone does one of them after the death, definitely, without any hesitation, they will be born in the hell. Hell. Avicii. Devadatta was born there. Do you know? Devadatta was born there. Ajasatta was born there. Right? They are still there, right? Because life is so long, till the end of the eon, they have to be there. Till the end of the eon. Right? We don't know the date when this eon will be ended. Right? And also Chinchamanika. We discussed about who pretended as the pregnant. She also was born in the hell. Super Buddha, the Yasodhara's father, he also was born because he accused and he made trouble to the Buddha. Right? Those are the famous characters during the time of the Buddha who were born in the hell. Okay? Doing the strong evil deeds. But even though those are so strong, the roots are here. Always Moha, Dosa or Moha Lobha. Right? Those are powerful, strong, evil deeds. But those kind of act generated from two of them. Or one of them, that means with the Moha, Moha Dosa or Moha Lobha. Right? Some people do evil acts due to Lobha, desire. Some people do due to anger. But why they have desire and anger? Because they have ignorance. Right? Due to the unawareness of the nature, unawareness of the nature of the karma, they are practicing those kind of evil deeds. Mm-hmm.
So, Lobha and Dosa plus Moha?
No, it is separate. But we have to learn the nature of the consciousness, how it works. Because those are so powerful. Even though we think going together like that, they arise separately. That is the way. Okay? Keep in your mind, then we can discuss later. And this is the way, right? What I said. Lobha Moha and Dosa Moha. This is the nature of the mind. On my previous lecture, I told you that the universal laws, right? This is also kind of the universal law. We don't know why it happens, how it happens. This is the universal law, according to the Theravada teachings. Wholesome, right? Alobha, generosity. Adosa, loving kindness. And amoha, intelligence, knowledge or wisdom. Right? Do you know these wholesome roots? These are the wholesome roots. They arise together. These three arise together, simultaneously in the mind. But evil side is different from good side, wholesome side. Right? That is the nature of the mind.
Bhante, I thought the mind can only recognize one thing at a time.
No, it's wrong. Not one thing.
It can recognize generosity, loving kindness, and wisdom all at the same time?
Same time, yeah.
Okay.
That is the nature.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But you are saying under
unwholesome, it is different. Unwholesome, right? Please keep in your mind. Also, unwholesome different from wholesome.
I trying to
how they generate. So arise in the mind. It is different.
I trying to recollect. That means on the other side, it will only be a pair.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get the understanding right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. Now, I'm going to elaborate the Lobha first. What is Lobha? Desire. Okay. First of all, I would like to narrate a story. Okay, one. There was a magician. Using his magic power, he could create different things. Okay. If he wanted, he could create the gems, gold, silver, any kind of things. One day, one poor man, he heard about that magician. He went to him, right? You may know the story, someone, right? Yeah. Then he went to him and asked, "Dear sir, using your magic power, create something to me and please give me for living," right? He asked, he begged from the magician. Then magician directed his finger to a small stone nearby him. It became a gem, right? Yeah, a small one, tiny gem. Then please take this one. Please sell it and take money and you can live for a long time using that money. He said, "No sir, I don't want that." Okay. Then there was a statue, big statue near. Okay. He directed his finger to the statue. it became a gold statue. Okay, now please take this one. Okay, you can sell it and you can get lots of money and you can live easily, right? He said, no, I no need to me. No, I don't want it. Then magician thought he want more. Then he directed his finger the mountain nearby. The mountain. Mountain became a golden mountain. Right? Wait. Golden mountain. It became golden mountain. Right? He can carry part by part, right? Part by part. Yeah. Then he directed it. It became the golden mountain. Magician said, okay, you take this mountain, right? You can sell it and you can earn lots of money and you can live for a long time. No, sir, I don't want. Magician got angry, right? He gave a mountain, right? Golden mountain. He could earn lots of money selling that gold, right? Then magician got angry and asked, what do you want? Dear sir, please give me your finger. That is the kind of Lobha, right? That is the nature of the Lobha, right? Please give me your finger, because whatever he directed, it became so gold or gem, then he need not do something that he needed to finger, right? That is why the Lobha is like that. The people are not satisfied. Buddha mentioned, even though the coins of rain, golden coins, it rains golden coins, right? But people are not satisfied with desire. That is the nature of the Lobha, right? Lobha. How it arises, Lobha, in our mind, right? Then we have to think of it. This is the way, according to Sutta, okay? According to Sutta, the discourses, right? 6 different ways the Lobha arises in our mind. Then through the eye, when we see the form, what happened? The eye consciousness arises in our mind. Eye consciousness. The eye consciousness become contact, right? As a contact, kind of feeling arises in our mind, right? As a result of feelings, we are mundane people, we have mundane minds, right? As a result of feelings, especially the beautiful things, right? Beautiful forms, then desire arises to them. Right? As a result of feeling, because we have good feelings, if we see the beautiful form, the mundane mind bend to that, right? Then it bind with the object. Then the feel arises. As a result of that feeling, desire arises. If it is an unpleasant object, then what we can discuss what happened to nature, right? This is the pleasant object, right? Pleasant object. This is the nature, how Lobha arises. And also think about the ear sound. If we hear pleasant sound, what happened, right? The ear consciousness arises. Because as a result of sound, the consciousness arises. That is why we call it is ear consciousness. As a result of the eye and form, consciousness arises. When it arises consciousness, we say eye consciousness. Eye consciousness. As a result of the ear consciousness, what happened? Contact arises. Ear contact, right? Then as a result of a contact, right, feeling arises. Then feeling generates desire. Feeling generates desire. Yeah. And also, nose and smell. When we smell pleasant fragrance, okay, pleasant smell, what happened? The nose consciousness arises. Yeah, then it becomes contact becomes feelings, and feeling generates desire. That is the nature of the mundane mind. Because we have mundane minds, right? Not the spiritual minds, right? That is the nature. Nature. What would be the others? Tongue and taste, right? Tongue and taste. Then what happened? Then when we touch the tasty, right? Pleasant tasty, what happened? Tongue consciousness arise. Then as a result, the contact arise, and then contact generates feeling, feeling generates desire. And also the body, right? When we contact through the body, we have contact by the body, from the body, what happened? Sorry, the body consciousness arise, it goes to the contact, that's kind of the union, okay? Together all three, the other contact arise, the contact generates feeling, and feeling generates desire. And mind and thought, right? Then mind consciousness arise, right? Then contact arise, and feeling and desire. These are the ways how desire, greediness arise in our mind. I explained this method before also, right? I asked a question from you. What is the most powerful one among them? Eye or ear or nose or tongue or body or mind, or form or sound, the eye form or ear sound or nose smell or tongue taste or body contact or mind throw. Among these objects, couples, what is the most powerful couple?
Mind. Depends on the situation.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Not the mind actually, out of the first five, it is, we cannot say this is powerful, this is not powerful, right? Our essential is different according to the occasion, right? Occasionally we need something, right? When we have hungry, we are hungry, we have hunger, then we need not anything. We need to eat something, right? When fulfill our stomach, we need not to eat something else, right? We need another thing. It is different, right? We cannot say this is very important, this is not important, like that we cannot say. But, the people can live without eye, without power of the ear. But they cannot live without last four. Right? There are some people without eye. They can live. Some people, they cannot hear something, right? But they can live. But without other things, other objects, can they live? No.
Really?
Yeah. They need those things. They need those things. However, according to Buddhist teaching, those who have no eye or ear, power of the eye or ear, they cannot be an arahant. That is the karma.
They don't have ability to listen to Dhamma.
Yeah. That is karma. Power of the karma. And also there are special knowledges, Dibba Chakku, divine eye, knowledge of. No one can generate that kind of knowledge without eye. Dibba Sota, it is related to the ear, right? No one can generate that kind of knowledge without ear. Firstly, they have these physical objects. Yeah. Then they can develop it. Right? That is the nature. Buddha mentioned like that, right? Through the discourses we can identify those phenomena. Then Lobha becomes, what happened Lobha? Lobha becomes clinging. Clinging means strong attachment. It is so powerful than the Lobha. Right? It is so powerful than the Lobha. Clinging. Clinging goes to the existence. Right? As a result of clinging, I will explain in later, as a result of clinging, we are in the samsara. Clinging means upadana, strong attachment. Yeah. As a result of the strong attachment, we are in the samsara. We are encircling in this samsara as a result of clinging. If there is no clinging, no existence. Right? As a result of the existent power, we are born in here and there. Right? Again and again. It is continuing, right? Because of existent power. Existent power. As a result of birth, what happened? We are facing to death and decay and many kind of problem. Death and decay. Right? As a result of birth, we are facing different kind of problems. The main problem is death and decay. Because if there is no birth, no death. If there is no birth, no decay. Right? Why we are experiencing death and decay? Due to birth. If there is no birth, no death, no decay. No sickness. No, sorry?
Suffering.
No suffering, no pain. And actually this Lobha connects with the second noble truth. Right? This is the cause of suffering. Cause of suffering. Now you know what are the four noble truths, right? What is the first one?
Suffering.
Then second one?
Origin.
Cause of suffering. Yeah, origin and origin, cause of suffering. Third one is cessation of suffering. Right. The fourth one is the path to cessation to suffering, right? Yes. Of suffering. The actually second noble truth, Buddha has explained the reason for the birth. Right? That is the reason for the birth. Tanha janeti purisam. Craving creates the man. Craving is the creator of the man. Right? In the world religions, they are talking about the powerful, mighty gods as a creator, right? But Buddha mentioned, who is our creator? Craving. Craving. Craving is the creator. Tanha janeti purisam. Craving is the creator. Actually, this truth, right? Arising of the dukkha. It is three cravings in right? According to the discourse, there are three kind of craving. Craving for sensual pleasure. Craving for sensual pleasure. Right? Now you know what are the objects, right, caused to arise sensual pleasure. What are the objects that cause to arise sensual pleasure? Form, sounds, smell, tasty, contact. Right? These are the five objects that cause to origin of desire, origin of suffering. Right? This craving for sensual pleasure actually, why we have sensual pleasure? We are attaching with beautiful form, sounds, smell, tasty and contact. That is why we have sensual pleasure. If we don't have sensual pleasure or attachment to those kind of objects, We have no sensual pleasure. We have no samsara. Right? That is our aim. We need to stop this process. Right? We need to stop. That is why you are here practicing Buddhism. Right? We need to destroy our defilements. Lobha, Desa, Moha. That is why we are practicing this monasticism. When you entered the order, you recited a special verse when you got your ordination. Sabba dukkha nissarana nibbana sacchi karanattaya, right? Imang kāsāvaṁ gahetva pabbājeta mambanti. Sabba dukkha nissarana. To stop or to release from all kind of suffering. So, nibbana sacchi karanattaya, to realize the nirvana. Bhante, please give me ordination. That is the meaning of that Pali sentence. Right? That is why, what for ordination? Ordination for free from suffering. Free from suffering. That is the aim. Right? That is why you are practicing Dhamma. Why you observe 10 precepts? You want to control your Lobha, Desa, Moha, right? You want to suppress that. That is why you are here. You are trying to suppress. It is so hard living in the home. It is so hard to do that, right? Craving for sensual pleasure, right? Then sensual pleasure arise with 4 objects, right? Now you know it. Form, sounds, tasty, contact, right? No, smell, other one. Form, sound, smell, tasty, contact. Yeah, 5, yeah. The 5 sensual objects, these are those, right? Form, sound, smell, taste and contact. All the beings, they attack to these objects. Right? We are in a sensual realm. Sensual realm. The human world is sensual realm. Those who are in the sensual realm, they always attack with these objects. Objects. Right? But wise people, they try to away from it. They are practicing different kind of method to away from it. Okay? This is the one method, right? Some people use another methods, but as Buddhists we believe this is the perfect and the direct method to suppress the attachment with these objects. Craving for existence, the other craving, right? Some people, they don't like to stop the journey of samsara. They don't like. They want born again and again, right? Some people discuss with us. They said, Venerable Sir, Bhante, I need not to stop my journey. I need to born again and again. Because I like this journey. But they are in ignorance. They don't know the nature of the samsara. They cannot understand the reality of the samsara, right? Due to their huge ignorance, right? Then they cannot understand the suffering. What is the nature of the suffering? Once Buddha mentioned, dear monks, I do not praise the moment of samsara. I do not praise in a moment of samsara. One moment, Buddha mentioned. That means, please try to stop this process as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Okay? Please try. Buddha mentioned. Buddha advised to bhikkhus. And craving for existence. They right? That's kind of craving. And craving for non-existent. But this is not that is not the Buddhist way, right? This kind of craving arises due to ignorance. Because these are related to the self-indulgence. This is not the path to nirvana, right? The craving for non-existence. But this craving, that means they need to enjoy their life, practicing whatever they feel. That is the thing. This non-existent related to the one of extreme, what we discussed in our first lecture. Extreme. That means they believe there is no soul after the death. After the cremation, everything is over. Therefore, we can do anything, whatever we feel. Right? That is the way. Self-indulgence. That is not, Buddha rejected this one. Right? The Lobha, due to Lobha, these kind of thoughts arise in our mind due to Lobha, desire. Right? 5 hindrance. 5 hindrance, what are those? Sensual pleasure, anger, sloth and torpor, restlessness and doubt. These are called 5 hindrance. Hindrance means which cover the path to nirvana. Which covers to path to nirvana. Hindrance. Sensual pleasure, we call in Pali word is kama chanda. Kama chanda. Then anger, it's right? Vyapada. Sloth and torpor. Thina midda. Laziness. Lethargic feeling. Right? Sloth and torpor. Laziness of mind and mental factors. Restlessness. No. Uddacha kukkucha. Right? Uddacha kukkucha. Restlessness. Always wandering like a monkey. Mind is wandering like a monkey. They cannot stay firmly, right? One moment they are moving here and they are like elephant, right? They also move in here and they like restlessness. Always, that means remorse, no calm and quiet mind. Always it is wandering. Right? Doubt is vicikiccha. Doubt is vicikiccha, right? Those are the 5 hindrances, because these hindrances covers our path to nirvana. Due to these defilements or fetters, right, we cannot understand the reality. That is the nature of the 5 hindrances. Right? Especially sensual pleasure arise as a result of Lobha. Yes. Yes, there are 8 doubts. Okay, 8. Because why I don't say, because some people they have no knowledge about that, right? Doubt about the Buddha, doubt on the Dhamma, doubt on the Sangha, doubt on the past life, doubt on the future life, doubt on the past and future life, doubt on the path to nirvana, doubt on the cause and effect theory, paticca samuppada. Those are the 8. Samupada, yeah. We can dispel those doubt learning Buddhism, right? Practicing Buddhism, especially doubt on the Buddha, right? Because always we are chanting the qualities of the 9 qualities of the Buddha. Some people have doubt whether Buddha had or not those kind of qualities. We can dispel it, because Buddha's qualities have been explained many different ways in the canon, right? With the mindfulness, reading with the mindfulness, we can dispel, right? Quality of the Dhamma also explained in the canon. Quality of the noble Sangha who realized the Dhamma. It has been mentioned in the canon. Right? And also past and future life. If anyone here who do not believe past and future life?
You no need to seek whatever we are looking for.
Yeah. You are believe, right? That is, you are here. If you do not believe past or future life, you are not coming here to practice Dhamma. Right? That is why you observe precept. You are trying to control your mind. That means you believe past and future life. Then automatically our doubt going to be dispelled. Right? Then when Buddha attained to the higher enlightenment, he got three special knowledge. Three special knowledge, right? In our biography of the Buddha session I discuss, okay? I explain. First one is the knowledge related to the past life. Right? If we have no past life, Buddha cannot generate that kind of knowledge. You know? Why Buddha had that kind of knowledge? Because the beings have past life. And also second knowledge arose to him related to the death and birth. That is also connected to the past and future life. Right? Especially future life. After the death, where they would be born. Right? If there is no future life, Buddha cannot generate that kind of knowledge. All the Arahant, when they become Arahant, they have to generate these two knowledges. All the Arahant. But the last knowledge related to destruction of all the defilements, when it arises in the Buddha's mind, Buddha become omniscient one as a result of his perfections, power of his perfections. But as I mentioned in our previous lectures, the Bodhisattva who is going to be the Buddha, he has to fulfill 10 perfection in 3 different ways. That means 30 ways, right? But the Arahant only 10 ways. That is why Arahant have no omniscient knowledge. They have only the knowledge related to the destruction of the defilements. Right? That is the difference of the perfection power. Perfection power. Okay?
Bhante,
Yes.
craving for Nibbana.
Not craving for Nibbana.
No, you can't
intention
crave
to
for
Nibbana.
Huh?
Intention to Nibbana.
I see. You
No,
cannot crave for
craving is the evil. Craving represents the evil side.
So, Nibbana is existent or non-existent?
Nibbana,
Ah.
it is far away from that.
Neither both.
Because if we say that kind of question asked during the time of the Buddha also, if Buddha replied to that answer, Nirvana related to the existence, that is related to the eternalism. Nirvana is related to the non-existence, it is related to the nihilism. Right? Buddha preached avoiding those 2 ways. Right? Buddha's preaching does not match with the nihilism or eternalism. Right? Therefore, after the Nibbana, that person's life like a flame of the lamp. When it's distinguished, we can say where it went. Right? Exist, not exist further, right? Existence is not exist further. It's disappear, right? But during the time of the Buddha also, I think you may ask, that is the reason for that. That's because we cannot say Nibbana is related to the existence or non-existence or either one or neither one, neither no. But Buddha's teaching not related any kind of teachings actually. Buddha explained the middle path, right? Then we have to dispel actual doubt for the triple gem. That is very important in the spiritual practice. That is very important. We have to strengthen our faith, right? Day by day we have to strengthen our faith in the triple gem. Do you know as you wish, you want to become a Sotapanna one? Do you know the factors of the Sotapanna? To be a Sotapanna, that individual must practice with those three and the virtue. Right? The faith in the Buddha, faith in the Dhamma, birth in the Sangha, and the pure virtue. Virtue. Stainlessness.
Bhante, pure virtues. Some people say not pure virtues. If you have pure virtues, you would have been Arahant.
Yes. Without pure virtue, how we can be Arahant? Because Arahant is a pure
fine.
one.
I mean, for Sotapanna level, you don't need perfect sila. Only Arahant has perfect sila.
Yes.
That's what some people say,
Yes. Yes, but as soon as possible, you have to practice sila, the 100%ly, but sometimes you may have mistake, okay? Minor one, right? Minor one. The white color, white fold, right? White fold. That the because they have sensual pressure, they have anger, they have delusion. That is why they can do some kind of evil things. But those are not strong. They are not doing strong crimes, right? They are not caused to the hell, right? But according to the discourses, they must practice to pure virtue. Pure means sometimes pure. The word not indicate that at that moment with the Sotapanna, the 100%. Sometimes as soon as possible. That means according to the Dhamma, according to discourses, we have to be away from the different kind of evils.
So what Bhante means is that you try to practice sila towards pure, perfect sila.
Yes.
But you don't have to achieve it already.
No.
You achieve it only when you become
We have to
Arahant.
practice. We have to
you
practice.
Okay.
It has been mentioned the use in Pali, akanda, achidda, asabala, akammasa. That means without breaking your observed sila. What you observed, you have to practice this without breaking, without harming, without making any kind of, any kind of harm into that. You must try to protect your sila. Sometimes, you may have some small mistake, right? But Buddha recommend to practice without breaking, without harming to that virtue. Right? That is the way. Aims of the mindfulness. Why we need to practice mindfulness meditation? Do you know? In the world nowadays, they are talking about the mindfulness meditation. It is very famous in the world. Right? Have you ever practiced mindful meditation? Mindfulness meditation? No, please give me answer personally my question. Have you ever practiced mindfulness meditation? Yes. What kind of meditation you have practiced? Anapanasati. Yeah, it is mentioned in the Satipatthana Sutta, right?
As well as metta.
Metta.
I personally use breath.
No, metta is not related to actually mindfulness meditation. I am talking here mindfulness meditation explained in the mindfulness sutta.
Yes. Okay.
Walking meditation, yeah. Why you practice? What kind of things your teachers told you? What would be your aim practicing the mindfulness meditation? To be a person who has a strong mind, you practice mindfulness meditation, right? But we can practice any kind of meditation with that purpose. Not only mindfulness, but also other meditation method also, techniques also we can use. But do you know what Sutta said? Discourse said? Right? Sorry. The mindfulness sutta mention, it is for mindfulness meditation for suppress desire and anger. Right? The main objective of the mindfulness meditation is to suppress the desire and anger. That is the main objective. You know?
Bhante,
Yes.
I wanted to add on what you mentioned. Initially, yes, you learn and try to suppress the anger through mindfulness.
But it is
But
not
then-
my words.
No,
Okay?
I'm trying to say this
Yeah,
because this is through my own practice. But after, when you try to suppress when practicing, one day or sooner or later, the suppression will explode. So I think the correct word is to release the anger or let go of anger and not suppress. Because if you suppress, one day you will burst. You will burst.
Yes.
So
It
you need to
re-arise,
release-
right?
You will re-arise.
That can be. That is the thing Devadatta happened. Right? Devadatta suppressed this anger and ill will. He could generate the jhanas. But later, the fire of anger arose from him and he did two kind of strong crimes. Crimes. Right? The first step, you are talking about the another steps, okay? First step is suppress, cover up.
Suppress first, then you release.
Yeah. Why we need to suppress or cover this desire and anger? Okay? It has been mentioned like this in the sutta. I will tell you a Pali term, okay? Kaye kayanupassi viharati atapi sampajano satima vinijya loke abijja domanassang. Abijja means the desire, strong desire. Domanassa means anger. We have to contemplate the body, mindfulness of body, right, with great effort, right? Vinaya loke, to destroy, to away from, to release, okay, whatever words. These two, but not complete destruction, right? We have to firstly, we have to reduce the power of these two fetters. Why we need to reduce the power of these two fetters? When these two fetters active, we cannot generate the jhanas. We cannot gain the concentration. Right? The concentration arises in our mind when our mind free from desire and ill will. But it is not the complete destruction. Right? Yeah. This we have still. But if we stop our practice, it can be developed again. Yes, that can be happen. Right? Therefore, the aim of the for mindfulness, yes. How jhana arise in our mind? Right? How jhana arise our mind? It has been mentioned, when free from the defilements, then jhanas arise in our mind. When we are free from the defilements, especially these two fetters, sensual pleasure and anger. When free from these two, then jhanas, concentrates, first step of the jhanas, that means concentration, arise in our mind. Arise in our mind. Right? It has been mentioned in the suttas, vivicca kamehi vivicca akusalehi savitakkan savicharam vivekajam pitisukam patamajjanam upasampajya viharati. Right? Our bodhisattva also, when he attained to the higher enlightenment, under the bod tree, he practiced in and out breathing meditation. As a result of that, the first jhana arose in his mind. Then second jhana, then third jhana, then fourth jhana, and after the fourth jhana, the knowledge related to the past life, knowledge related to the birth and death, and knowledge related to destruction of all the defilements. Right? That is the path he used to become an enlightened one. Right? Yeah. Therefore, this Lobha, we have to suppress step by step. Then we have to destroy it. We have to eradicate it to become an arhat, right? But our first level is concentration. After the virtue, we cannot directly practice the insight meditation, or we cannot directly aim the arhathood. We have to generate the concentration power. To generate the concentration power, right, we have to suppress these two. That is very important. How does the craving generate evil thoughts? Okay? This quotation in the Sutta, Ananda, Buddha addressed to the Ananda, thus from this feeling arise craving. Right? From craving arises chase. Chase means seeking of goals. From the chase arises gain, obtaining goals. From gain arises judgment, determining by reasoning that the goal is unattainable. From judgment arises the attachment to the object of the object. From attachment arises affection, the strong sense of I am, mine. Right? You know, the Asubha Bhavana, we also chanting Asubha Bhavana, right? Even though we chant, we do the practice also, right? Then Asubha Bhavana, we use that this is strong to dispel strong attachments to our body. Because we are contemplating the disadvantages of the body. Right? Then affection arises appreciation of the attachment as mine through the view of craving. From attachment arises greed. From greed arises courteous. Through the guarding, the carrying of rods, the carrying of weapons, and the arguing opposition. That means arguing, lying, and the many other evil arise. Then that is the way arise the evil habits in our mind. Buddha mentioned in the Maha Nidana Sutta in Digha Nikaya how arise evil problems, evil habits, why people are fighting. This is the reason why people wage a war against the other group. That reason is craving. Because we have strong attachment. This is mine, this is mine, this is myself. We have to dispel three fetters when we attain to the stream entry. What are those? Sakkaya Ditti, Vichikicca, Silabbata Paramas. Have you heard that? Right? Sakkaya Ditti. What is Sakkaya Ditti? Clinging to 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates. What are the 5 aggregates? Form, feeling, perception, mental factors, and consciousness. The clinging of these 5 aggregates, right? Then that is the Sakkaya Ditti. Strong attachment, right? Yeah. Not 5 aggregates. Cling of 5 aggregates. Not 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates are not the problem for us. The problem is cling. Right? Strong attachment. Strong attachment. Because we have perceptions. This is mine, this is mine, this is myself. Yeah. This form is mine, this form is mine, this form is myself. We have ego, right? and we have strong attachment. No. Cling means upadana. Upadana. Strong attachment. Cling. Yeah. Upadana.
Strong attachment.
Yeah. Cling of 5 aggregates is the problem. Aggregate is not the problem. Because Arahant also, they have aggregates, but they have no problem because they have no cling. No. As a result of tanha, clinging arise. Yeah, I will explain the later also. I included those things. Yeah, I will explain. I include those things in the future. Okay, in the next slide. Yeah, yeah, because the sakayaditi, that means the strong attachment towards our body. Body means actually 5 aggregates. Do you know at the first sermon, Buddha mentioned birth is suffering. But what is birth? What is birth? What is birth? I mean, birth is suffering. What is birth? Yes. Arising of 5 aggregates and 12 bases. That is the birth. We call child was born. Child means 5 aggregates and 12 bases. Right? That is the child. 12 bases? You know, Chakku, Rupa, what we discussed actually, those are the 12. Chakku, eye, form, and ear, sound, nose, smell, tongue, taste, body and contact, and mind and Dhamma. Those are the 12 bases. Yeah, senses bases. Right? Faculties and objects. Those are the 12 bases. This is the child, not the flesh. Right? In certain places, worlds, we are born in again and again. But what we call the birth is those things. Sometimes it would be the seen or unseen. But what are those? What are with us? Seen or unseen, right? We have 5 aggregates. Deities, they have 5 aggregates. Hungry goats, they have 5 aggregates. The hell, beings in the hell, they have 5 aggregates. They have bases, faculties and objects. That is the meaning of the birth. Birth is not the heap of the flesh. Right? That is not the birth, according to the Buddha. Understand? Yeah. Yeah. Therefore, when we born, wherever, firstly, first consciousness arises related to the desire. Right? Wherever we born, the first consciousness arises related to the desire. You know? You all have attachment to your home than other places. Right? You all have strong attachment to your home. Right? Than other places. Wherever we are in the world, we are thinking about our home. Right? When we go there like that, when we see our relatives like that. But we are trying to reduce that one. We are practicing monasticism. Therefore, as I practice for a long time, that means more than 30 years. Therefore, I have less attachment with them. I need not to see always. But mundane people, not like that. They are thinking their relatives, their homes, right? Their properties. Always. Because, what is the reason? Just after the birth, the first consciousness arises related to the desire. That is the universal law. That is the universal law. Right? One day, a group of researchers, they carried a dove from to other country. Okay? and they released it. After a few days, the dove, again it had come that the place it born. Animals also same thing. Yes. Yeah. What? Dove means pigeon, right? Kind of pigeon. Dove. D-O-V. Bird. Yeah. The other animals also same. They like their birthplace. Right? After long time, if we live away from that place, then our desire little bit convert into that place, right? That is the nature of the mind. Because it is attached with the desire. Yes, why not? They are in the material worlds. 3 kind of worlds according to Buddhist teaching. Kama, Rupa, Arupa. And also, in this universe, some worlds, there are some worlds, the beings in those worlds, they have 5 aggregates. There are some worlds, beings in those worlds, they have only 4 aggregates, active 4. In one world, only 1 aggregates. That is the nature. Right? The beings in the hell, beings in the human world, and the heavens and material worlds, except one, the other matter, we have on 5 aggregates, except one. The one world among the material worlds, in that world, the beings have only 1 aggregates, only form, no mind. They have active mind only. They have no active mind. The other one is the immaterial world. They have only 4, no form. No form, active form.
So you say the one with only form but no mind, are you talking about tree or something else?
4.
Are you talking about the tree or plant or something else?
No. Beings.
Being with
Beings, Brahmas.
Brahma with form but no mind.
Only form. They are like a statue. When they born there, mind is active, then immediately just appear the power of the mind. Then with the power of the jhana, they live more than 500 years, 500,000 years. Right? But then karma is ripening. When the time comes, then mind inactive and disappear from the world. That is the nature of the world. We don't know how it is happening. It has been mentioned in our text. Right? Okay. Next. Consequence of evil acts. As a result of the sensual pleasure, the he means someone else, commits offensive acts by body, by word, by mind. After death, he is reborn in hell, a place of suffering, according to the discourse in Majjhima Nikaya. Right? Why they practice offensive acts? Why they? Due to the sensual pleasure. Buddha mentioned. People do offensive acts, evil deeds, as a result of sensual pleasure, Lobha. Then having practiced that kind of life, after death, they will be born in hell, a place of suffering. Buddha mentioned. Then that is the reason beings born in hell. One of reasons, that mostly. The other anger. Okay? The sensual pleasure, Buddha has given some similes. These are the kind of similes, not all similes. I selected some of them, okay, to show the nature of the sensual pleasure. These are the similes. The craving, lust. Lust is like a skeleton. Nothing to take, right? It is empty. Nothing to take. No place, right? Even though people are attaching with the sensual pleasure, actually the wise people, they identified the sensual pleasure like this. The Buddha has given these similes. It's like lust is like a skeleton. Lust is like a grass blade. During the time of the Buddha, those are the familiar similes Buddha used to make understand the people, right? The grass of the blade. It's harmful, right? It's harmful. It can be wound our body. Grass blade. It is like a coal. Coal. Lust like a coal. So fierce because we don't like, the fire, coal. Lust is like a dream. It is dream. No actual experience. No, it is not a truthful experience. It is a dream. It is like a tree, lust like a tree. Right? Tree? Okay, I'll explain. One people climbed into the tree, he started to eat fruits. Other people, he started to cut the tree. Okay, cut the tree. Then tree fall down with the man. He became lots of problems. That is why this sensual pleasure caused to lots of problems. That is the way. Lust is like a half moon. Half moon. One side is dark, right? It is not the pure one. One side is dark. Yeah. Lust is like a snake head. It's poison, right? Poison there. So dangerous. That is the way. Buddha used these similes to show the nature of the passion, sensual pleasure. Sensual pleasure. There is much suffering and there is much great suffering. Here the suffering is very significant. Buddha mentioned. This is the nature of because as a result of the sensual pleasure, lots of problems arise to us, right? That is why Buddha mentioned like this. Path to defilements. Again, path to how defilements arise. And again, what I mentioned before, according to the Sutta, eye consciousness arises dependent on the eye and sight, right? That means, as a result of eye and form, the eye consciousness arises. The meeting of those three, contact arises. Contact arises. Contact is a condition for feeling. What we feel, we perceive it. We perceive it. What we perceive, we think about it. Okay? What we think about it, right? We proliferate. What you proliferate is the source from the judgment driven by proliferating perceptions beset a person. Right? This occurs in sight known by eye as past, future and present. Then this is the heap of defilements arise in our mind. Right? Heap of defilements arise in our mind. This is the way. Not only through the eye, but also through the other faculties, right? Yeah. Ear consciousness, Nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, mind consciousness. Right? This is related to the cause and effect theory, dependent origination. We have to realize this process to be a noble one. Right? Because whatever feel, we are thinking about that. Whatever think, then defilement arise related to the thoughts, not the objects actually. Okay? Defilements arise in our mind, not with the object, but with the thoughts arise related to the object. That is the method. Then, from endearment arise grief, from endearment arise fear. For one who is wholly free from endearment, there is no grief. Then fear. No fear then. Right? No fear. The fear and grief arise, right? Due to the attachment and endearments. Right? You know, you are practicing these days loving kind of meditation, right? Then in the loving kind of meditation, as Bhante practice you, right? How? Free from grief and suffering, right? May not only us, but also all the sentient beings. All the sentient. That is our intention as Buddhist. We have to practice like that. Not only me, but also all the living beings, sentient beings in the universe. Right? Free from all kind of grief and suffering. Right? From affection arises grief. From affection arises fear. For one who is wholly free from affection, there is no grief. Whence then fear? Right? Affection means it is related to desire, right? Greediness, craving. Right? Those are the cause for grief and fear. If there is no desire, no craving, no grief, no fear, right? Why we have fear? Why we have grief?
Bhante, is that possible for lay people at least? I mean, you will be like a man without love. How can that be possible? I mean...
Yes, I know.
Isn't it?
That means I am explaining here the method in 100% way. Right? Listeners, disciples, they have to think how many percent they can practice. According to the practicum, they are very close to Nibbana, right?
Just the same thing I tell my son, that you want to go dating, you want to fall in love, please don't 100% love the girl, because you have to keep 30% to yourself. So if he decided not to go along with you, then you say, oh, it's all gone. I want to die, I commit suicide. So that you have 30% that you still love yourself and you can continue.
Venerable.
That is what it means, isn't it?
Yes,
right?
No. Venerable, you are practicing strong spiritual life now. That is why now we are focusing our lectures aiming your current situation. Right? In the mundane life, Buddha never mentioned don't get married or don't nurse child and like that. That they can spend happy life without doing harmful things, right? Practicing 5 precepts. 5 precepts. But you are not a 5 precept observers. You are 10 precept and more than 10 precept pabbajja, right? I am focusing your current situation. Right? We have to practice like that to be a saint one. But mundane life, we know it is so hard. But mundane people, lay people, they cannot practice like this. But if you also understood this theory, they can away from lots of sufferings. Right? if they can understand the nature of the dharma, they can free from the grief and suffering. As example, when our relative dies, we are crying, lamenting. We cannot face it, right? But when we learn Buddhism, we can understand the impermanence is common for all. If we can get that knowledge, right? If we can absorb that theories in our life, we cannot overcome the impermanence of the life, we can reduce our grief and suffering, right? But firstly, we have to understand this one. We know as to lay people, right? Our young people, after your ordination, you can get married, right? You can practice mundane life. Don't worry about that. We are not reject that one. We don't reject that one, right? But if you wish to gain your powerful spiritual, you need to strengthen your spirituality. You have to train like this, right? But Buddha praised the virtuous mundane life sometimes. The people who live in home as a virtuous one, protecting 5 precepts, right? That is the way. That is why millionaire Anathapindika, when he dies, Venerable Sariputta made a kind of deep doctrinal sermon to him. He asks, Venerable Sir, why didn't you preach this kind of doctrine before me? No. We are not preaching this kind of doctrine for the lay people, right? They disclose that method when he dies, right? Before that, some suttas, and what the Bhante discussed in the morning, Vasala Sutta, Parabhava Sutta, Mangala Sutta, Metta Sutta, right? There are many suttas. But you are not like that. You want to develop your spirituality. That is why we are focusing, we are supporting to that, right? Elaborating this kind of teaching of the Buddha. Okay? Then from the attachment, and also arise grief, from the attachment arise fear. For one who is wholly free from the attachment, there is no grief, whence then fear. Right? From lust arise grief, from lust arise fear. These are the actually meaning of the certain Dhammapada verses. Okay? In Dhammapada, you know Tanha Vagga, craving. Tanha Vagga, please read it. Piya Vagga. From craving arises grief, from craving arises fear. For one who is wholly free from craving, he is no grief, whence then fear. Actually, there are some stories in Jatakas and the commentaries related to elaborating the nature of the Lobha, right? Desire. But we have no more time to explain that, okay? Think about the Seri Vanija Jataka. You can read later among the Jataka stories, okay? This is the 4th Jataka, I think. 4th or 3rd one, Seri Vanija Jataka. And Illisa Jataka. And Machariya Kosi. Machariya Kosi story is the present story of the Illisa Jataka. Illisa Jataka. Then next one, Dosa. Okay? What is dosa? Buddha mentions like the Natti dosa samokali. That means there is no black like anger. Natti dosa samokali, that is the Pali term, Natti dosa samokali. The meaning of that, there is no black like anger. Like anger. No black. Yes, that means the defilements. Black means here, thick defilements, right? Decay or dirty. Two reasons for anger, right? 2 reasons for anger. The sign of anger means unpleasant objects. When we meet unpleasant object, our enemies, foes, unpleasant sound, unpleasant taste, or unpleasant smell, or unpleasant contact, what happened? In the mundane people's mind, the anger arises. Unpleasant signs, anger arises. And also irrational application, ayoniso manachikara, irrational application, right? Mindfulness, ill mindfulness, not the good mindfulness. Ayoniso manachikara is ill mindfulness, less mindfulness. These are the reasons for anger. Anger arises like this. Actually, in Abhidhamma, there are two consciousness related to anger. Okay? Once Buddha mentioned in Dhammapada, three things to cause to the heaven: tell the truth, don't get angry, practice generosity. If someone practice out of one, out of these three, okay, out of these three, if someone practice one, he or she can go to heaven. They can go to the heaven, according to Buddha, Dhammapada. Ill will arise like this, unwholesome. It is unwholesome thoughts in the mind. Then what I mentioned in the previous, I need not to explain this one, right? The aim of the mindfulness, right? Abhijja and domanassa. Why we have to practice mindfulness? To suppress anger also, right? Anger also. Desire and anger. Ill will and desire. Ill will and desire. That is why we have to practice mindfulness, according to the Mindfulness Sutta. Right? There is a case where a monk remains focused on the body in and of itself, ardent, alert and mindful, putting aside greed and distress with reference to the world. He remains focused, feeling. That is the four mindfulness, okay? These are the four mindfulness, right? Body, feeling, mind and dharma. Mental qualities. Those are the four mindfulness. If anyone practice these four mindfulness, they can reduce the power of the ill will, anger. Anger. You know, those who are dying with the anger mind, anger, they are born like a demon. Yakkas. You know? Yakkas. Anger caused to, sometimes they will be born in heaven, but they become yakka, demon. You know, yakkas also represent the heaven, the first heaven, right? First heaven. Do you know that the King Bimbisara, he was an stream enterer. He was a stream enterer, King Bimbisara. Right? After death, he was born as a minister of the yakkas, called Janavasabha. There is a sutta in the Dikanika called the Janavasabha Sutta. He was a minister. Now he is there, I think, because they have long life span, right? He is still there as a minister of the yakkas, one of minister. He met the Buddha once, right? He met the Buddha also. Why? He died with anger. Because he was tortured by his son, right? Ajasattu. Even though he was extreme emperor, the anger was with him, right? Because when we become extreme emperor stage, the anger completely not free from our mind. It is available in our mind till anagami level. In the anagami stage, right, the anger and desire completely disappear from the mind. Right? Yeah. Anagami stage. No. Sotapanna persons, Sotapanna individuals, they have anger. They have desire. They can spend a home life, right? They can spend mundane life. We don't know. When Buddha visited Nadika village, according to Parinirvana Sutta, whenever Ananda asks, question the next life of the certain upasak, bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasak, upasikas. When Buddha disclosed their next life, that means after death, what happened to them. But at that moment, Buddha mentioned, dear Ananda, in this village, there are more than 500 devotees who are extreme emperor. More than 90 people who are in the once returner, Sakadagami. More than 50 people who are in this village who are living as non-returners. More than 50 people. One village. Right? They can spend home life, the mundane life, even though they are in the noble stages. Yeah, but ugly also the cause of the anger, the result of the anger. Ugly. That is the reason of the anger. Right? As a result of anger, they born as the ugly and the unpleasant beings. Equal to the anger. No. I will explain. I added the Mallika Sutta here. Do you know the Mallika Sutta? Yeah, that is the Mallika Sutta explain what happened to them, right? Yeah. The greed, hate, delusion is still in threefold. Greed, hate and deception, right? These are related to the body. Right? Killing living structures, threefold caused by, right? Sexual misconduct, greed, all these unwholesome deeds arise as a result of three roots, right? Three roots. Now I need to explain. Not these are these are very familiar to now. Then this one, ill will. Ill will arise in our mind, right? What are the evil, unwholesome thoughts arise in our mind? Unwholesome action related to mind, courteousness, right? And ill will and wrong view. These are the three unwholesome thoughts arise in our mind. When we categorize the evil acts of the beings as unwholesome 10 unwholesome deeds. Out of 10, 3 related to mind. Right? 3 are, what are those? Courteousness and ill will and wrong view. These directly related to the mind. One of them is ill will. Right? Do you know why wrong view arises in our mind? What is the reason for the wrong view? Wrong view also the unwholesome act related to the mind. In the mind it arises. Right? We don't know. Looking at the face, we cannot say he has good view or right view or wrong view, right? But those kind of acts, deeds arise in the mind. just facing the face, looking at the face, we cannot identify what kind of thoughts he or she has. Right? These last three directly arise in the mind. Why wrong views arise in our mind? One reason. Cling of five aggregates. That is the reason for the wrong view. Cling of five aggregates. Right? That is why people bend to the wrong views. Right? The Mallika Sutta is very good example here. I quote Mallika Sutta. The Mallika questioned the Buddha, right? What is the cause, what is the reason why in this life some females are ugly, unattractive, bad looking, poor, with asset and with few asset and possessions, and insightful? Why? Mallika questioned the Buddha, right? What is the answer of the Buddha? Then also she asks again four things, right? She had four questions. Why are some females ugly, unattractive, and bad looking, but rich, affluent, wealthy, and illustrious, right? The third question, and why are some people attractive, good looking, lovely, of surpassing beauty, but poor, with few assets and possessions, and insignificant? Right? That's the third question. The fourth one, and why are some people attractive, good looking, lovely, of surpassing beauty, and rich, affluent, and wealthy, and illustrious? Who is the most fortunate one among them? First one or second one or third one or fourth one? Fourth one. What is the reason for that? Right? There are two reasons. Okay? There are four kind of women. Because why she asks about the female? She was a female. But it is common to the male also. If male asks that question, Buddha used the male instead of female, right? But as a female, she asks those questions because related to females. She saw four kind of females in the society. Right? What is the reason? This is the reason. A female who is irritable and bad-tempered, become annoyed, hostile, and hard-hearted, and displays annoyance even when criticized and bitter. She doesn't give ascetics or Brahmins such things as food and food, clothing, houses, and lightning. Two things, right? She is hot-tempered and irritable one, annoyed one, right? And also she doesn't practice generosity, right? If she comes back to this place after passing away, whenever she is reborn, she is ugly, unattractive, bad-looking, poor, with few assets and possessions, and insignificant, right? This result generate as a result of the first that means as a result of the anger and miserliness. According to this statement, right? Why some in some females like a second group? According to this one, the females are attractive, good looking, lovely, but they are poor, right? What is the reason for that? They have practiced loving kindness, but they haven't practiced generosity. Right? But who practice loving kindness and generosity both, those are like a fourth category of the woman, females. Right? Fourth category. The woman's in the fourth category. Mallika said then, Venerable Sir, according to your explanation, I would be the female who practice generosity but loving kindness. Huh? Sorry? Yes, loving kindness. What kind of lady Mallika would be? No. She mentioned, Venerable Sir, I would be the female who practice generosity but loving kindness.
But loving kindness.
Yes.
That means I think she will be rich, but she's not attractive.
Yeah, she is not attractive. She is not the pretty woman. Right? That is the reason. Yeah, that is the answer for your question, right, Subha? Yeah, that is the answer of your question. That is the reason actually. Yeah, you have to practice like that. Males also, think about that. If we want to be a beautiful, handsome one, we have to practice loving kindness. If we want to be a rich one, we have to practice generosity. Right? Once, one person came to the Buddha and asked, Venerable Sir, he was a disciple of the Niganthanatha Buddha. In this dry season, why you are going arms round, making a problem for the people? Then at that moment, Buddha mentioned, do you know, in last 82 years, I am recollect in this moment. In this moment, I recollect last 82 years, kappas. I haven't seen any individual in this being without practicing generosity be born as a rich one. You know, Buddha mentioned. That means Buddha giving a chance to people to practice generosity, to give dana. Right? Buddha mentioned there, I don't see any individual in last 82 kappas without giving dana be born as a rich one. That means those who do not practice the generosity, he would be born as a poor one. That is the reason. Okay? Then Buddha's advice here, give up anger, get rid of conceit, and escape every fetter. Suffering don't befall one who has nothing, not clinging to name and form. Right? Dhammapada. When anger surges like a launch in a chariot, keep it in check. I call that charioteer. Others just hold the reins. Right? It's very good simile. Right? When anger surges like a launch in a chariot, keep it in a check. Right? That means good charioteer. He controls the oxen using his reins. You know? Yeah. But they use the thread like a thread, a strong thread to use to control the oxen or horses. Right? They use. They are the charioteers. Like that, Buddha mentioned, we have to control our anger. How charioteer control the horses in the cart that drags carts, right? But if do not so, he is like just just taking the reins only. He is not the good charioteer. If we don't control our anger, he is not the good practitioner. He is just reading the words. Just reader, right? But we have to absorb this dharma and we have to use it in our day-to-day life. That is very important thing. Defeat anger with kindness. That is the way. If we need to defeat anger, we have to practice loving kindness. Wickedness with virtue, right? Miserliness with giving, and lies with truth. These are the path to practice train our mind. Loving kindness, virtue, giving, generosity, or telling truth. Speak truth. Do not be angry and give way knocks, if only a little. Okay? Then by these three means you may enter the presence of the God. That means one can go to the heaven as a result of these wholesome deeds. These are some of famous examples, some of famous stories which depicts the result of anger. Okay? The story of the Gonadeniya and Samavati, right? Samavati was the disciple of the Buddha, right? Gonadeniya got angry and killed them, right? They were the wives of the king Udena. You know, in our society, you know, the owls and crows, you know, they are the enemies, right? Some people then, when they attack in always, frequently, we say they are like owls and crows, right? Their fight is not cease. Every day fighting. They are fighting every day. Yeah. Oh. No, crows means the black birds. Owl also, the owls active in night, crows active in day, right? When crows see the owl in daytime, they attack them and they destroy them. When if owl meet a crow at night, they attack them and they kill them. That is like, right? That is the, you know, the sansaric hatred, right? Sansaric hatred. Devadatta and Ajasatta, both born in the hell as a result of the evil action, right? Arose due to the anger, right? Anger. If you have time, please read it. Moha, delusion. Moha has been explained as the canopy of the mind. You know, canopy, canopy? In the covering, right? Canopy. Due to the moha, we cannot see the truth. We cannot see the truth. Ignorance covers the understanding of the Dhamma. Ignorance covers the understanding of the Dhamma. Due to ignorance, we cannot see the real Dhamma, true Dhamma. The samsara is extended for one who does not know the Dhamma. Right? Till we realize the Dhamma, we would be in the samsara. We will be in the samsara actually. Right? We have to destroy our ignorance through the insight meditation. As I mentioned, right? Without Buddha's instruction, we cannot do that. We have to be born in the time of the Buddha or when the time of the Buddha's doctrine, right, exist. Then, if it is not, we cannot be the saint one or noble ones. Micchaditti, wrong view. That is the opposite of the Sammaditthi, right? We are encircling in this samsara Due to Micchaditti, wrong view. Wrong view. If we know the Dhamma, we can free from the Micchaditti. Right? Mindfulness of Four Noble Truth. Right? Ignorance entails the not comprehending the reality. That is the summary of that one. Suffering, it cause, it cessation and the path of leading of cessation. This lack of insight keep beings trapped in the cycle of the birth and death. Delusion, right? And also Paticamuppada. This theory we can understand through the Paticamuppada theory. Paticamuppada theory. Right? 12 factors in the Paticamuppada theory. Actually, we have no much time to discuss in details. Okay? These are the 12 factors. Avidya, ignorance. Avidya, ignorance. Right? Avidya is the main cause, hidden power. Right? Why we have desire and anger? Due to avidya. It's a result of avidya. Then, as a result of avidya, sankara arise. Volitional formation. Sankara. It's related to body, speech and mind. Right? Sankara related to body, speech and mind. Whatever we practice through our three doors, then those are identified as sankhara, volitional formation. Mental formation or karmic activities, or sankhara creates the seeds of the future existence. Right? Seeds of the future existence. And then vijnana. As a result of the sankhara, vijnana arise. Right? Consciousness. The arising of awareness or consciousness in dependence on the karmic seed from samsara. Right? There is no volitional power, no vijnana, no consciousness. Right? Why consciousness arises? There is a power of sankhara, volitional formations. Right? Then, with the support of the vijnana, the nama rupa, mind and body arise. Now you know what is nama rupa? What is nama rupa? What is nama rupa? Sorry? No, it is mentioned here, but I am asking another thing.
Identity and form.
5 aggregates. Nama Rupa means 5 aggregates. Yeah. Body means form. Mind means feeling, perception, mental factor and consciousness. These are called 5 aggregates. Right? With the support of each other, the process is continuing. 5 aggregates. Skandhas, right? Skandhas. Right? Salayatana, 6 sense. Because when exist 5 aggregates, then salayatana arise. If there is no 5 aggregates, there is no salayatana, no sense basis. Right? That means, as a result of 5 aggregates, the 6 sense bases arise. Right? There are no 5 aggregates. Okay? No chance to appear these 6 sense. Yeah. 5 aggregates? Form. Okay? Feeling, perception, mental factors, consciousness. It's a context. Salayatana means 6 faculties and bases. Then, when we have 6 bases, then what we do? Using these bases, we always take objects, right? take information from using this one. The information calls the objects, right? Form, sound, smell, taste, and contact. Those information, we collect those information using our bases, faculties. Then when we touch the objects using our faculties, then contact arise. Right? Contact arise.
Sorry, but can you repeat again the 5 aggregates?
Form, feeling, perception, mental fabrications of factor, and also consciousness. Then, when we contact the object using our faculties, what happened? Huh? Yes, feeling arise, right? Feeling arise. Because we use 6 faculties, right? We use 6 faculties and to get information about 6 objects. Then when we touch those objects, what happened? Feeling arise. When we see a form, then feeling arise, right? It's so beautiful, low, ugly, or something else, right? Feeling arise. Then that feeling convert to tanha, craving, right? Craving, that is the way craving arise. Right? If there is no feeling, we have no craving. Right? As a result of the Vedana, the craving arises. If there is no Vedana, there is no Tanha. Right? As a result of Tanha, what happened? Then Upadana, clinging arises. Right? What we discuss. Clinging arises. Then strong attachment. Right? More intensified form of craving. Strong attachment. Clinging. Upadana. Right? Upadana, clinging for 5 aggregates. Form, right? Feeling, perception, fabrication, and consciousness. That is also called Sakkaya Ditthi, the first fetter among the 10 we have to destroy to become instrumental. Right? Bhava, right? Existing power, becoming. When we clinging the 5 aggregates, what happened? The existing power is strengthened step by step. Right? Bhava, existing power. If there is no clinging, no bhava, no becoming. Then as a result of becoming power, then birth arises. Right? Birth arises. Then, yes?
Bhante, can I, bhava, right?
Bhava.
Becoming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I also say that it is habit?
Habit?
Yeah.
Uh,
Strong habit.
Kind of.
Strong
kind
habit,
Of, not
right?
the...
Not the normal habit,
No,
but strong habit. That means, for example, if you...
Yeah, kind of, we can identify as the strong habit,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
But this is the hidden power, but it is so hard to understand where it is, okay? Then hidden power in our mind, our mind.
You become into the
Yeah,
subconscious.
sansara, habits of the sansara. Habits of the sansara, yeah,
that's
kind
correct.
of, yeah.
Yeah, subconscious.
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
Because that will actually become your karma, right? Because from the very strong habit, for example, if you are a very bad-tempered person, right? So when you cling to that,
Yeah.
after clinging to that, then it will become your habit to be angry.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we can say like
Can
that.
we say
Yeah,
that?
Yeah.
Okay, good,
yeah.
thanks.
But a strong habit, not the normal one.
No, not the normal, the strong one.
But
That
the
means it
strong one
stick-
always connect with the mind, right?
Mind, that's right.
It is,
You go into the
it is
subconscious.
deposited in the mind.
Yeah.
That is why we born again and again.
Exactly, and you have it without knowing it. Actually,
yeah.
That is why I say
Yeah.
a strong habit.
Many different ways those are enter into the mind.
Yeah,
enter
in
into
your
the mind.
subconscious. It's actually in your subconscious.
Then they are hiding in the mind, then arise time to time. No, contact means it is very clear here, right? Pastor, contact means when we use our faculties, then all what happened? Our faculties meet the object. Then meet the object, then contact arise. That is the contact. Right? The meet in the sense organ, sense object and consciousness. Contact lead the experience of the world. Right? These are our experience. Actually, there is no contact. We cannot identify the objects. No feeling, no feeling. Yeah, the Arahant, actually they have feelings, okay, till the feeling. But their mind does not go beyond the feelings. Yeah, they have no evil thoughts, they have no evil fabrications, okay, but they are using their faculties, they are identifying the objects in the world, but their mind do not go over the away, that means over the process, that means their mind process is stopped from the Vedana, because Buddha also had some feelings, Arahant also they have feelings, but their mind, they did not attack with them, right? They have no cravings. Yeah. Then birth, okay? As a result of birth, we are facing aging and death, Jara Marana. Right? Aging of decay, death, alone with grief, lamentation and despair. Then when we have these things, what happened to us? When we have decay, lamenting, grief, despair, then when we are experiencing those things, what happened to us again? No. Yeah, these are due to these things we are suffering. Right? We are suffering. Then we are experiencing that kind of sufferings. Then what happened to us? Again, ignorance arise. Ignorance arise again. That is why this is as a circle, right? This is as the circle. Because when we are connected with these evil habits, right? Then again, because we have no such a knowledge to away from, right? We are engaging with these evil habits, then what happened? Then automatically ignorance develop in our mind. Then again ignorance goes to the Sankara fabrication, right? That is the way.